Hello there. In this video, we're going to start looking at some cloud storage. So we've already done some SQLite, and now we're going to be working with Firebase. There are other cloud services out there, and if you want to use one, for instance, for your project, like feel free. But since Firebase seems to be a very convenient one to use, especially if you're developing for Flutter, I recommend it, and it's the example we're going to go over today. Now, there's two guides that I found on Firebase's website for documentation if you want a step-by-step process to getting this set up. I'll actually go through the process today. I don't really like the Flutter guide. It seems like it has a lot of, like install this command line interface, and then run some commands there, use like Flutterfire to configure your app. I mean, I guess if you want to follow these instructions, you can. I'm actually going to use the other instructions, which are with Android. There's an iOS specific one as well. And I'm going to follow these steps because last time I did it worked. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, so Android Studio has the latest version. Cool. Check that my project meets these requirements. Targets API level 19 KitKat or higher. I have mine on, actually, what do I have mine on? I guess we can check. Let's go see. In Device Manager, API 31, that's a fair bit bigger, so I should be okay. Something else that I notice as well is this is, I think, the first lecture where the device that I used actually seemed to matter, in the sense of you may start realizing that depending on the device you have, if it doesn't properly synchronize with, for instance, Google Play, some weird stuff can happen. You might be okay for this lecture. I don't think it was too problematic, but later when I started getting into maps, not having a device that was actually able to support Google Play was a problem. So when you're trying to pick a new phone, I recommend trying to pick the ones that actually have Play Store, because if you don't, things may not work. Maybe, it depends. So I'm sticking with the Pixel 4. I guess I should boot it up probably. And we're going to continue going through the process. Okay. API level, check. Android 4.4. I'm pretty sure it's a higher one than that. I guess I can check here to see what the version is. Hey, is my phone still loading, I guess? Booting up. I think I'm confident enough to say it's probably got a new enough version, so I should be alright. Okay, meaning these requirements. So these are things that you'll need to change in your build.gradle files. Now, I think for now I'll leave it and it should be fine. But if I notice that these are errors I have to think about, I'll come back to this and make the appropriate changes. But there are going to be a couple files we're going to be manipulating today other than pubspec.yaml, which we will be modifying as well. Let's see, set up an emulator. Yep, we got that. Sign into Firebase using your Google account. Okay, we're gonna do that momentarily. Recommended is using the Firebase console setup workflow. We'll do that. There is a assistant if you're on Android Studio, but I'm not gonna bother with that nonsense. We'll take the recommended approach. So we're gonna need to do some stuff in Firebase and some stuff in the project. So, for example, we're gonna have to download some config files and then put them into our project. And I'll go step by step through that process. Hopefully my little puppy here is okay for me going through everything. We'll see. Okay, create a Firebase project. So let's do that. We need to create a Firebase project in the Firebase console. So I guess I need to go there. Well, I did not want to leave that tab. Okay, I guess I've been here before, so I seem to have skipped a few steps I would go into otherwise. I think if I go sign into Firebase, probably at this point you'll get like prompted to set things up. I don't think there's a way that I can go through that process again because I already have an account and everything, but we'll pretend that we made it there. So okay, I need to add a new project. Go back. I want to have the steps open as well. Okay, click to add an app. I want to do that. All right. The name of my project is what is it? Lecture 7A demo. Yeah. Continue. Do I want Google Analytics for this? Yeah, sure. Default for Firebase. That should be good. Create a project. Please wait. Okay. Enter the thing. You can enter other app information like a nickname. Importantly, make sure that the package name that you enter there. So I entered what was it? Lecture 7A demo. Is the name that matches the actual app. Oh, is my my phone like tripping up? Well, that's not ideal. I may have to reset the phone. We'll see. It should be okay though. How you doing? Project is ready? Sweet. Okay. Get started by adding Firebase to my app. I'm probably going to do that. But let's follow our steps. Make sure we're not missing anything. Okay. We entered in the name, other information. Click register app. I don't think that prompt popped up. Add an app to get started. Well, we're doing Android, so I can do that. Oh, here we go. This is what I was talking about. So package name, Lec7A demo, and you probably want to call it something else. This is just letters, numbers, have at least... Oh, I see. So it's looking for not this. It's looking for... There's a different name. The application ID in your app level build.gradle file. Okay, you'll see this come up quite a lot because there's two files in your project called build.gradle, and you want to make sure you're putting stuff in the right one. But when it says app level, it literally means the one that's in that folder. Do you wanna go down, buddy? No? Yes? Maybe? He looks like he might. Okay. There you go. Okay, so let's go find that file, app level build.gradle. Okay, so Android app. See, so there's one build.gradle here and one here. This is the one we're looking for. And so we're looking for project ID. Which is this. So, important to make sure that you have that. Okay. Back over here. So this is my package name. App nickname, optional, Lec7A demo. Debug signing certificate for Google sign-in. Well, I don't have to worry about that for now. You may for your project. That's, I guess, up to you. But we're going to register the app. Okay, more instructions. Download this file, googleservices.json, and put it here. So it's going to be under the app folder next to build.gradle, googleservices.json. So let's do that. Download. Let's put that in my folder. Try not to lose where that is. I think it's just in my downloads folder. Yeah, so let's show that. Okay. On my hidden screen over here, I'm just going to copy that file into my project. So my Lecture 7A demo, Android app here. Okay, so here is where it goes. And this basically contains all of the just built-in stuff from your project. You shouldn't have to change this anymore, but you do need to make sure it's there. Otherwise, weird things will happen. So, okay, I've got that done. It has been put in the right spot. Next up, add Firebase. So, to make the Google Services JSON accessible, we need to get the right plugin. So, add that as a build script dependency to your project here. So under build script, to make sure you have these two already, which I think we probably do. Let's go take a look. So we're looking for this build.gradle. Under build script, we already have Maven and Central, so that's good. And there's one more dependency I need on top of these two, and that's this one here. Copied to clipart. Oh, thanks. Don't mind if I do. That. Okay. Make sure I have these as well. All projects repositories. It should be there, I imagine. All project repositories. Yep, it's already there. Everything is cool and good. Then in your app level build.gradle, add both the Google Services plugin and any Firebase SDKs you want to use. I'm on Kotlin, so I will click to change that. Add Google Services and any Firebase SDKs for my app. Let me check to see which ones I actually need. We are in, this is the app level one, right? So this is under plugins. Am I in the right place? Oh no, this is the yeah, okay. Weird. I actually don't seem to have this. Maybe this is something that has changed since the last time that things were updated. Maybe we can go and see. Dependencies. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay. We're gonna put in a bunch of stuff. So let's see what this looks like for us. So over here, this is the app level. Our dependencies right now are just this thing, and we're gonna actually add in a bunch. Now, what recommendations does the website have of stuff that I need? Oh, I think it's because no, that doesn't make sense. So the reason that I'm getting like a little confused is there's actually, so I think this is a recent update, and that previously the way that you added new plugins was done differently. So I'm going to copy this because it says to do that, and I imagine that's probably for the most recent version of how to do things. Maybe it's changed, and if so, I can edit, but I will assume for now I just have to copy this because I have no other plugins. Yeah, because there's apply plugin here, and okay, you know what we'll do? We won't put this in for now. What we will do is we'll go up here to where we apply plugins, and I think we're gonna try it the way I did it before because I got it to work the first time around, and we'll see if I have to go fix it later, I will. So the plugin we're going to apply is the com.google.gms Google Services, because we are using a Google service. And okay, it's possible this might need to get changed. So I think I will actually change this number just in case. In fact, there's actually two things I'm going to do in here. One, I'm going to write in this line of code, multi-dex enabled true. And the reason I'm going to do that, so this is essentially some Android devices are optimized in a certain way to set themselves up depending on how much memory and how many things need to be running at a time. Maybe Google can explain this better than me. Multi-dex enabled Android. This is a problem I ran into a few times. So, oh yeah, here we go. Someone on Stack Overflow will explain this better than I could. APKs contain bytecode in the form of dex files, which are the compiled code to run your app, which limit how many methods can be referenced to 65,000 methods. Now, here's the thing. Once you have a big enough project, this is not enough. It sounds like a crazy amount, but once you start adding in cloud services, Firebase, all other kinds of Google stuff, your device may simply say, oh, you have too many methods now, and you just can't do anymore. So in order to get past that limit, which I think might happen in this case, and I'd rather be safe than sorry, I'm going to set up what's called a multi-dex configuration by adding that one line, sorry, where did I put it? Right here. Also, I think I'm just going to play it safe and set the minimum SDK version to be something that will be supported by adding Firebase. What was the number they suggested? 19 or higher. What does this one suggest? Also 19 or higher. Let's just put, yeah, we'll make that 19 and leave that as it is, just in case. It's possible that you may not have to worry about this, but, and obviously if you need a higher implementation, then you should go with the higher number, but I think we'll stick with this and it should work, hopefully. Okay. Now, is there anything else I need to add at this second? Oh yes, the dependencies. So there are a few dependencies. I'm going to copy them in, and then I can talk about them, I suppose. After class, I'll probably need to share this Gradle file just so people can see all the stuff that I've changed in it, because there is quite a few things you have to do before you even get started on the actual code itself. So we need the Firebase platform itself, which is here. I want authentication, I want the actual Firebase store itself where the data is, and I want to have analytics. So to have all those things, I need to type in these 4 separate dependencies. You don't need all of these necessarily, but I want to have them, so I put them in there. I think in here it says here is analytics and here is the platform, but to add, you can add more if you want. You can also go to this link which has other libraries you could consider adding. Okay, so once you've done that, sync your Android project with the Gradle files. That basically just means build. So I think we'll do a build. And if something explodes, then we know that we have something to do first. So, oh, also, I haven't done my pubspec.yaml yet, so I should probably do that. We're going to need 2 dependencies over here. What are they called again? I've already forgotten. I don't think it'll do predictive text for me, so I have to actually look up my what I wrote for my notes. Here we go. Okay, we need Firebase Core. Oh, there it is. And Cloud Firestore. There we go. These, I think, are the only things that I need to add. I don't believe anything else is actually required. Okay, cool. Let's do a pub-get. All right, and let's build. If something explodes, then we know we have something to fix, and if it just opens up the good old click the button a bunch of times, then we know we're okay for now. We can keep working while this is going. We can actually keep working on our steps here. Okay, so once I synced it, I'll be all set. Okay, cool. Go to the console. Waiting for data. There's no data to wait for. We haven't done anything. Okay, so create a project, register my app with Firebase. To use it, I need to register the app. Registering is called adding my app to the project. Okay, so we're going to need to add the app. It's on Android. Well, actually, wait, go back. It's on Flutter. There was a Flutter button. I saw it right here. Yes. Ah, but I don't want to do that. No, forget that. We're going to use Android. Sorry. You can use the Flutter implementation specifically if you like. But oh, wait, no, I did this, didn't I? Oh, yeah, that's what this is. Duh. Okay, cool. It's there. All right. Yes, I've added that in. It's done. I added the JSON. That's done. Make the changes. Yes, I did that. Do I need to add this? You know what, I'm going to just in case. If for some reason I need it, then it's better to have it. And I don't think it can cause anything to break, so just in case, we'll put that in here. Right above dependencies, we'll do plugins. Okay, everything seems to be working okay for now. I want to do a restart of it because I just changed the Gradle and I don't want to make sure this doesn't break anything, but it should be fine. Oh, no, is it not fine? Okay, it's not fine. We'll get rid of that. I don't think we'll need it. The fact that I'm already adding the plugin from Google Services up here should be sufficient. Link failed but did not provide info. Well, I don't like the sound of that, but maybe that's something we have to fix still. Who knows? Let's see. Okay, and add the dependencies. I did that. Oh yeah, so here are the other dependencies you can add. Authentication and Firestore. All right. Nope, I'm not getting that. Okay, so next steps. Oh no, this is the other thing. So that means it should be good. I have everything, I think, pretty much set up the way that it's supposed to be. So maybe we can start doing some development. That would be nice. Okay. Are we getting like continuous errors? Is it just happy? Is it done? Okay, well, for now, it shouldn't really be trying to connect to it anyway, so I assume everything is okay and good to go. Now, let's do what we always do, cut a ton of things out of our main function, and then move on from there. So, we are going to obliterate a lot of stuff here. I think we're actually going to destroy everything below here. Get out of here. And my home page is actually going to be something we're going to write in later. Can I not have this and it will be okay? Yeah, it seems fine. Alright, I got my app. It is a stateless widget. I got material. I'm going to need to import Firebase core, because I need to initialize in my main function, make sure everything is ready to go. Okay, we are going to wrap material app. Actually, we're going to do a bunch of stuff here. In fact, you know what? Let's actually just get rid of this too. Yeah, we're really going from scratch here. Okay. With almost nothing in our code, we're just gonna write it all out. The main actually won't be that long. We're basically just going to, in the main, set up our Firebase, so make sure we can like connect to it and everything, and then we're going to run a separate app that will do the cloud storage stuff. But for right now, I want to make sure there's no errors or anything if I try to connect to Firebase. So we're going to return a widget called a future builder. The reason we're doing this is, as you might imagine, connecting to cloud, not instantaneous. So we have to consider that, oh, it might take us some time to get everything we need. Okay, before builder, I actually am going to have a parameter called future, and so this is going to be where we try to initialize Firebase. So firebase.initialize app. Yep. And then our builder here is going to take a context and snapshot of where we currently are, and with that, if there is an error with the snapshot, that means that effectively we weren't able to initialize Firebase, which is a problem, so we probably should do something about that. So we're gonna print, error initializing Firebase, something like that. Yeah. And then if it connects, so if snapshot.connectionState is connectionState.done, this basically means we were able to connect okay. Hooray, great. So I'll print successfully connected to Firebase, and then I will return our app. We're going to actually build the app. So our app is going to be called Cloud Storage. So that's what we're doing today. We'll have a theme data, primary swatch, blue, as usual. And we'll put in a home shortly. That's going to be the actual app that we're going to be building, but I just want to make sure everything can connect. Okay, so there's our app, and then if we can't connect, then we're going to return a circular progress indicator. Just be a little spinny thing to be like, all right, we haven't connected yet. Let's try this out and see if it can connect. Look at that, successfully connected to Firebase. Okay, so supposedly we have everything that we need right now to move on. Now, we are going to need to set up our little thing here. Where was it? Firestore database. Yeah, I want to set up my, I want to create a database. We're using Cloud Firestore. We're going to, do I want to do production mode or test mode? we're going to do test mode, because I don't actually care about the data in here. It's not really my problem. And you guys hopefully aren't using my data. Please don't. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. Location setting for where it's going to be stored. I guess US Central is fine. Okay. Time for some water, I guess. I have made a little database. Let's add data. Sure, let's start a collection. Let's make a collection, and what will we call it? I think we're going to call it products. Wait, didn't it? Oh, I see. Okay. So let's make what are our products going to look like? Our products are going to have a bunch of different fields. We're going to have a name. We're going to have a type, and we'll have a cost. So, you know, let's say I want to buy a shirt. It's clothing, and it costs $100.01. Sure, why not? There, I got my shirt. It's clothing. Let's see. Do I have Yeah, well, let's add one more item just so that we have, you know, some stuff we can play around with. Yeah, add a document. Automatic. We'll make this. So name is what's that? Add a mouse. Sure. Its type is peripheral, and its cost is 5 cents, because I know how much stuff is worth. Actually, do I have this right? Yeah, I think so. The collection is products, and in products I have my different things here. Yeah, that should be right. Okay, well, we'll try this out, and I mean, if I need to tweak stuff around, I can. But we're going to do some of the same stuff we did in the last exercise with regards to being able to get stuff, being able to put stuff together, all that sort of thing. So we want to be able to work with this database, right? That's kind of the point. So, okay, let's go back here and start building our app, making it actually do stuff. So we have a main right now. We're going to add a few more files. Let's start with the easy one. So we need to represent products. Okay, we're actually going to import Cloud Firestore because there is a unique identifier associated with each item in the Firestore, and we need to have the variable type for that. So we're going to have a product. Our product is going to have a name. It's going to have a type. It's going to have a cost. And it's going to have a document reference called reference, and this is the unique identifier that we use to reference it. If we get a map, which is, you know, how a lot of database is going to work, we're going to want to be able to convert. So from map, and each of these is going to have its own unique reference number, and so the maps that we get back from our database won't always include the reference, so we may need to manually add it in. So that's why I put it as a parameter, and this is just going to directly assign it, the same way you would with a constructor, right? But I also want this.name is map name. This.type is map type. This.cost is map cost. Okay, easy. Not too much to that. There are, is there only one other file? I thought there were two. Let me double check. Oh, okay, I guess so. So almost everything else is going to go into our last file. I believe our main is done. Sorry, that's not it. Yeah, so everything else is going to go into this third file, and it's going to be called product list, and it's going to list all the stuff that we have, and let's play around with it and everything. So here we go, product list. Product list. Okay, let's build this big old program, and hopefully it will get everything working. Some imports we need. We need material, as usual. We need Firebase Core, and we need Cloud Firestore. We also need product, because we're going to be using them. Okay, we're going to make a stateful widget, so stf full, done. We're going to call it product list. Hooray. Bunch of code is here. Do I need anything that isn't already here? I do. I need a title. String title. And we're going to assign it here. Title. Not a constant. Make a state, yes. We're gonna build a scaffold, because right now our app has nothing in it, and we need to actually do something about that. Make our good old app bar. Maybe it would have been faster to copy paste this from the original, but I don't actually think it'll make a big difference. My app bar is going to have title, which is text of the title. I promise you it's there. So we're gonna have a body. Oh wait, hold on, not here. We're gonna have a body that's going to be a build product list, given the context. And this is where we're going to actually make our, we're going to have a list view that's going to have all of the parts of our database. So maybe we'll do that first, and then we can work on doing some navigation as well, just so that we have, you know, combining a few things we've seen in this course. Okay, let's build our product list. So it's going to return a widget, kind of important. Build product list. It takes a build context. And we're going to return a list view at the end of the day. Or actually, we're going to return a future builder, because we got to wait for the query. And the future builder is going to build our list view. So the builder here is going to be a function that takes build context, and an asynchronous snapshot, because this part could take a while depending on how much of a crazy query you want to do. So just to see how things are going, we're going to print snapshot here. I'm actually not quite sure what this will show, because it's been a while, but we'll see. If the snapshot does not have data, because we're going to try to query, and I think we'll query in a separate spot of this code. If it does not have data, then we will print data is missing from build product list, and return circular progress indicator, because it's still loading. Otherwise, we will print found data for build product list, and we'll make a list. Oops. Wait, no, sorry. Return a list view. And This is going to have our, let's do some padding so it looks nice, you know, edge insets, all directions, 16. And the children of our list are going to be all of the things that we get from our database. So there's actually a few functions we need to write to help with this. And I think I'll actually pause here and then fill in the missing stuff that's going on. So first off, I need to actually query the database. I haven't queried it yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a future here. Where is it? Yeah, here. So yeah, that's what I want. Future is going to be a function called get products. Here we need to actually get our products. Let's do that right above. And this is going to return a future get products asynchronously because it's slow. And then we're going to print retrieving data type. I guess we need to figure out what we want to query. So let's set this up so that we can query different things. We'll use a variable to keep track of what we want to query, and we'll get everything from a certain type. So we'll have a string that's, you know, selected type. We'll start by assuming you want everything, and then later if you only want certain stuff, then we'll do it that way. So for now, let's say we want to print retrieving all ... and we will return a future. So we're going to wait for Firebase Firestore dot instance. Actually get the data in our collection that we called products. We are going to get. Okay, so we get our stuff. And this will return the collection, which is going to be a future object, and it'll come over here into our build product list, and it'll go into this little snapshot that will have the data we're looking for. And if the data is not there, then we have to wait, and once it is there, we have found the data, and now we can play around with it. But, you know, what are we going to do once we have it? We probably need to be able to take what we've grabbed from the database, which is, you know, a map, and generate our product objects. You know, we made a class to represent products, so we're going to need to make a function for that, which I guess we'll put right below here. So, you know, a function is going to build product, I guess, and we're going to need context, and we're going to need a snapshot, and this is a document snapshot called product data. It's assumed by the point that we're here, the data has actually arrived. So here we're not looking at and yeah, this is specifically data read from a document in your Firestore database. This is different from an async snapshot, which is you trying to do a computation. You're trying to do the query, but it's not necessarily done yet. Here we have the data. Now we want to use it. So we're going to build a product. And we're going to use from map of product. Product data dot data. And the reference is going to be product data dot reference. So the snapshot that we're grabbing is going to have a map that contains the data that's there, and then it's going to have an attribute called reference, which we want to assign to our product as its document reference. Okay, now we want to not actually just return an object, we want to return a widget. We want to be able to see this, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to set it up so that when you tap on the thing, or when you tap and hold on the thing, it'll get deleted. So we're going to use a gesture detector. Not something we have used yet, but handy. And the child, the thing we see on the screen, is going to be a list tile because we're building a list. It's going to have a title, which is the name. Product.name. Promise it's here. It's going to have a subtitle, which is product.type. And it's going to have, after that, a trailing text that says the cost. Product cost, promise it's here, to string. So that's it going to show up on the screen, and then when we press and hold, it will get rid of it. So the function is going to be product dot reference dot delete to get rid of it. And this, because we want this to be reflected on the screen, needs to be wrapped in set state. Oops, not what I wanted. Set state. Boom. Okay. Now, we have a function that will build our list tiles. So we want the children of our list view to be those tiles, which means that we need to... actually, we don't want a list. We want to run a map method. For our snapshot, we take the data, we take the documents inside, we are going to map them to widgets using the following formula. So we have a document, and we're going to run build product on that. Context and document is the data. So this is the document snapshot that's going to get passed over to here. Okay, this needs to be made into a list. Well, do I have an extra? Oh, sorry, no. The toList comes over here. There we go. So yeah, we take the data, we make the product out of it, and we make a list out of everything that we have done the mapping. So we should end up with a list of everything that we're looking for, and that should be the first part of this. Let's see if it worked. Successfully connected to Firebase. Failed to load. That's not a good sign. Local module descriptor class for COM, Google, Android, GMS, provider installer, Dynamite not found. I wonder if that's like I need to update. There's nothing showing up here. Let's try stopping and starting. Sometimes, like, after you've been building stuff for a while, it's a good idea to do like a full proper restart just in case. But there may be an instance here where I do have to add something that is missing. Oh, I guess it helps to put the body in, huh? My main doesn't actually have the body. The simple mistakes, right? Okay, let's do that. So our home for our material app is a product list. The title is cloud storage. Okay, let's go. Ooh, okay. Errors. That's not fun. Okay. Data is missing, so that's not good. This problem is coming up again. Local module descriptor class for Dynamite not found. Because we got to the point where it connected. It's trying to retrieve everything. And then it just couldn't. Let's see if this error in particular has a solution. Something I forgot to do, perhaps. Doesn't have play servers, of course. Okay. Now this could be an issue with that plugin thing from before. So maybe let's try fixing it the way it had been suggested, and if that's necessary, then that will help. So in the app level Gradle, we need to add the plugin into plugins. So let's try doing that, because that may be one of the reasons it's like very angry at me. So app level is here. There's no plugins at all, which I actually, or no, this isn't. This is app level over here. There we go. Now, does this fit under Android? I think it does. We'll try putting it under Android, and if it doesn't go under Android, it might go elsewhere, but we'll see. So let's try for now putting it here and seeing if that's what is needed. Stop, of course. Run again. No, this isn't where it goes. No signature method is appropriate for these. Yeah, of course it's here. Where does this go? It seems really weird that it's asking me to do this, even though I haven't had to do it before. We can try it here, I suppose. I don't think this is correct. Could be wrong. No, this is very angry. Only build script, plugin management, and others are allowed before plugins blocks. Okay. I wonder if it actually meant me to put it here. I'm gonna try. We'll put it here just for fun. See what happens. Okay, nope, that was clearly not right. Okay, I suspect it's a plugin issue. That's like, I'm like 99% sure. Oh, sure. Let's give it the error. Well, let's run it normally, and then maybe the error that's there will be something I can fix. Debugging. Welcome to debugging. Try freeing up some memory. Clear app data from settings. I had the play app disabled, so enable the play app. But I think it's just a case of my code is not actually having it initialize Google Play services when it should, because I do have the plugin listed. And it explodes here because it's not able to get anything. So it gets an asynchronous snapshot. Oh wait, it found data? That's interesting. No, then it said it didn't find data. Maybe I need to enable play. Let's try. Sign in as me. Actually, what account did I use to make this? Me, okay. Yeah. Put this over here for a second. To do two-step verification. Sure. Yeah, it's me. Check my phone. Yes, it's me. Thank you. Add the phone. No, I don't. No, it's okay. Just skip. It's fine. Ooh. Yeah, no, don't need any of this. I just want it to work. Okay, so play seems to be enabled, which is good. Now let's see if that fixed anything. Maybe this was unnecessary. I don't know. Oh, it did a hot restart, but I don't want it to do that. I want it to do a full restart. Problems. Okay, well, that clearly did not do what I wanted it to do. We're still in the same spot as before. Local module descriptor class not found. Let's see, somebody else doing something similar maybe? Also using Firestore. Perhaps they have similar issues. Class path. Did they put in plugins? See, they did plugins the same way I did, which is they put it in here. Am I missing this line, perhaps? Let me see. Nope, I got it. And I don't think the order matters. Yeah. Device doesn't have internet connection. Interesting. It should. Delete all data and run the application again? So clearly it's upset because it's not able to connect and pull what it's looking for. It says found data for build product list, which is surprising because you'd think it wouldn't actually have found data for build product list, right? Snapshot apparently had data. Dynamic null is not its subtype. So it has data, but the data doesn't have docs, maybe? Something like that? Because clearly it's able to get past the point where I check snapshot.hasData. So there is data there. And it should say data found, I think. Or yeah, found data. And so it gets to here, and then this like explodes because this is not done right. Oh, that's what it is. I actually wrote this incorrectly. So this shouldn't be a function. This should actually just be arrow. Yeah. Ooh. Look at that. I was thinking it was all these other kinds of errors. And nope, it was just the case that this silly thing did not build the products. No, that was a real simple thing to fix. So none of the rest of that probably mattered. Okay. And look at that, we're really happy with it too, because it looks like I actually can look at the things that are here. And let's say I want to delete this mouse, and click and hold, and oh, it's gone. What if I go back over here to this and look at, where is it? Database. Oh look, the mouse is gone. So, very, very handy. Now, do I have something to build a new thing? Interestingly enough, I don't think that I have that in my example here. We should know how to do that. I feel like that's a very important thing to be able to do. Being able to like put something in the database, right? Yet for some reason my example doesn't have it. Perhaps the previous example does. Let's go take a look. 41. If not, we'll just figure out how to do it together. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, old examples. Cloud storage. Hmm. Perhaps maybe it's harder than I think. That's also possible. um, well, why don't we learn how to do it together, huh? Okay, so I want to like Flutter um, insert to to Cloud Firestore. Yeah, Firestore. So there's a method for it, yeah. Well, no, of course I have it collected, but I want to be able to push. How do I add data? Add a new document with a collection. In this case, it automatically generates a document identifier. I do want to do that. To create or overwrite a single document, use the set method. Okay, so we use the get method to get something, and now I guess we can use the set method to create something. So let's try that out. It looks like it takes a map as a parameter, so we're gonna do this together, I suppose. If the document does not exist, it'll be created. Okay, cool. So let's try this out. What I want to do, and I'll worry about the like really nice like implementation stuff and all that later. Right now, I just want to be able to put something onto Firestore from my device because I feel like that's kind of important to know how to do. So let's try this kind of example. So we just need to grab collection docs set, and I don't know if we need on error, but I guess we'll have it. And I think to keep it really simple, I'm just gonna have literally a button, and when I press the button, it will put it'll put something in. So let's make it a floating action button, huh? Floating action button. Floating action button. What are the parameters? I always forget what the icon is supposed to be. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go into an old project and just grab what it looks like. Let's say this one should have it. There we go. I'm just gonna steal the old one. Yoink. Did not want to do that. We can put it here. There we go. I don't want to increment. I want to add. It's got the add. Put an extra one of these in here. Maybe. What does this match? And that matches here. Okay, so I don't need this. And on pressed, we're going to run a function, and we'll call it add to DB. Okay. Now, we don't need to really wait for anything, although I guess after we add to DB, we want to do a set state. So I guess we'll wrap around everything inside of that. So here's our function, add to DB. I think we want this to be future async. I don't know if it lets me, but okay. And what I want to do is the thing I just saw from over here. So let's build an item, and then we need to use. So how do we do it for get? We did this, and what we want to do is set. So I think we're actually going to copy this. Adding new entry. Products dot set. No, it's not quite what I want. So I have my instance on my database, and then what's the order? Collection. So the collection is products, right? If I look at my database, collection is products. There's a document here that just has a unique identifier, but I think I just want to add to my to this. So Now set is to replace something that's there, but if it's not there, it'll add a new one. So I think the button will just overwrite whatever was existing. Now I need collection. Maybe we can do collection.set. Let's see if that works. Oh wait, no, I don't want to overwrite the collection. I want to, yeah, I want to make a new doc, and we'll give it a name. So, collection products doc. And we'll call it new item dot set, and then here's where we need a map. And so for our map, we don't have a to map for our product, and we really should. So we did this in the previous exercise, so let's actually just steal our code from when we did that. Makes sense to me. Last class, well, we did local storage. We had this function. Boom. Except it is not going to have name and item. It's going to be, or item and ID, it's going to be name, type, cost. Cool. So now over here, I can do, what's it called? Data. So map data equals product. Or no, it's I guess I need to build a product and then I can make it into a map, right? So maybe what we'll do is let's hard code everything first, and then we can make some adjustments later to make it a little more flexible. In fact, maybe I'll do some of that in class because the video is getting kind of long, and I mostly just want to make sure Firestore actually works. So we're looking for data, which maps strings to strings. We have name, we have type, and we have costs, which are respectively, let's say sombrero is a type of clothing, and the cost is $20. Okay, so what should happen then is when I press the button, it should add a new entry, generate a map, and then it should set that into here. And then the tricky part is I need to do a set state. So I think I need to, where can I do a set state? That makes sense. So what I think I have to do, it doesn't actually matter what I return because I'm not doing anything with the results. So what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to wrap this in a set state, and that should work. Okay, no, I can't do that because it's asynchronous. How about I just run this line, and then I do a set state. Is that not allowed? Or I'll do a print, added data. I'm gonna wrap that in a set state. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, it's got my stuff. Press a button. Ooh, that exploded. Type string is not a subtype of type double. So I have that awkward scenario where it's not actually supposed to map here because cost is supposed to be a number, not a string. So, where does the error come from particularly? So I think it's because here I was trying to generate a thing, but if I look at my data set over here, my new item has cost as a string, which is not quite what I want. I imagine there must be a way to fix this, right? Because I want this to be a... this should be a number. Yes. Oh, an actual number would help, right? There we go. So now this will fix my error when I rerun it. Stop. Run again. But now I have a new problem. My new problem here is that all of my dictionaries always map from one type to the same thing. That's not really what I want. Because I want to be able to store numbers in my database, but if I pass it a map, the map is going to... I guess I have to change the map so it's not string to string, but string to variable. Int is not a subtype of double. Oh, well, I mean, is that really that hard to fix? Here, let me fix it over here. 20.01, there you go. Okay, now it's actually a double. Please and thank you. Hooray, there's my sombrero. Okay, almost there. What we're gonna do is we're going to change this so it's a map from string to object, question mark. One for fun. Oh, actually, now I can put in the number, right? I can put in, like, 33.33 for fun. Sure, why not? Run. Okay, cool. And if I hit the button, haha, it updates the price, as it should. Fantastic. Okay. Now, right now I'm retrieving everything. I wonder how much of this I should keep going. How long have I been doing my video? I'm not quite sure. Here's what I'm going to do. Everything that I've covered now is the essentials of what you need to work with Firestore. All the setup stuff, particularly everything that needs to go into build.gradle, the little things for PubSpec, the lines of code in here, for instance, that allow you to interact with your collections, your documents on Firestore. That's all, like, I think the most important things have been covered in this video already. In class, I think I will go through a little more detail in terms of I want to actually set this up to be like a little bit nicer. Maybe depending on how much time I have, I can look into, you know, having a having this button instead of just adding in a raw item, but instead open up a new page, and when it opens up the new page, you can fill in a form, and the form will generate an object, and then it can upload when it's done there. I think that's a little bit more like useful, since that's the kind of thing you reasonably would expect to do. But the code that I've covered in this point is, I think, the most important thing to take from this, and everything else. Oh, I have a meeting, which my phone is apparently telling me because now I'm logged into Google. Everything I've covered is, I think, the most important parts of this. Anything that I would do beyond this is kind of, I guess you could call review, in the sense of some things you might want to consider adding are, I was going to add a little bar to the bottom that would let you change so you're not retrieving the whole database, but only maybe certain types of things. All that kind of stuff is things I don't think are as essential for the video. Right now, I just want the video to focus on cloud storage, and you have it now. Everything you've seen here is the basics of cloud storage. And if you want to do some other stuff with it, you can always play around with the methods of, where are they? Of the Firestore instance. And there's a bunch of methods that you can grab from here, like to interact with your collections, with your documents, and so on and so forth. So up to you how you want to do that. Another thing to note is that the amount of queries that you can do on your database is limited. So be very careful that you don't set up like some kind of silly infinite loop that's like constantly doing queries and updates all the time, because there actually is a limit to how much you can do with that. It's probably a limit that you won't have to worry about in this course, but if you were to put this kind of thing into production, you may have to actually concern yourself with how many times you do that. So I think that's everything for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.